Welcome back to the videos. I'm here with Trevor.
Hey.
And today we're going to talk about one bike because we're both on one bike. We're going to talk about one bike a bit and what this weird Rotor group set, which you will have seen in the last episode I put up, is actually like.
Tyre testing than I expected.
You said come on a road ride, a lovely road ride. What is this?
These are my 30mm roadie gravel tyres.
You turned up on a gravel bike. I did actually ask you to turn up on this bike though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because your bike is YouTube famous. Who recognises this?
Straight back from Mr. David Arthur.
So some of you might recognise this bike from Dave Arthur's YouTube channel. Fantastic bike review channel. You should check it out. I'll put a link down below. And Trevor owns Vielo, which is this. They're not all yellow.
They're not all yellow.
Which is a lovely bike brand based in the northeast of England, not too far from my house. What would be the USP of your brand? One bike only?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Frame sets, we do the gravel and road frames are designed around one bike. So it gives us the freedom without the front mech to design something completely different.
So, Rotor 1x12. Apologies for the headwind and the shouting. What's the shifting like? I'm pleasantly surprised. It shifts like Sram, so mechanical Sram where you have one paddle, push it a long way to shift into an easier gear and then click it down like a smaller click to go into your harder gears. That functionality is the same, although it does feel very different because it's operated by hydraulics. You don't get as much of a definite click as you do with a Shimano or Sram system. Those are the two systems that I have most experience with previously. But the shifting today has been consistent. There hasn't been any gear skipping or anything like that. You never seem to get stuck in between gears at all. So unlike mechanical where sometimes you have to give it a little bump to make sure it moves into the gear that you want, there's none of that at all with this. So it always ends up perfectly aligned. One thing I have noticed is that when I go to shift into a harder gear, sometimes I'll push the lever a little bit too far and then it won't shift because it thinks I want to go the other direction, if that makes sense. Maybe this is user error and I just need to get the knack, or maybe it will be a problem that will persist, but I'm sure I'll find out over the next few weeks because I'll be bike packing on it for quite a long time. The brakes that come with it are Rotor branded, but they are made in collaboration with Magura. Now they've bedded in, super strong. Very impressed with those. Do you ever use Magura bike brakes on your stuff?
We don't, well, on the Campagnolo Ecar actually, they're Magura. So otherwise, Sram and Shimano. You've been stopping really well today.
They are very strong, yeah. But also 160 rotors, front and rear.
Front and rear, okay.
Very nice and confidence inspiring, especially considering there'll be lots of bags on this bike, so it'll be very heavy when I do go away. So yeah, feeling confident. Pleasantly surprised.
I half got it, spilled half of it, mate.
Oh,
look at it.
My new bike is one bike, and it's a road bike.
It is.
Do you think one bike is acceptable and usable on a road bike?
Absolutely. The way the technology's come on these days, and the group set manufacturers are pushing 11, 12, 13 speed systems. A lot of people have had gear range anxiety in the past about having the right gears for the right terrain, but these days it's not a fear. It's perfectly usable.
So on this bike I've got a 42 front ring.
Yeah.
So my biggest gear is 4211.
Yeah.
Would you suggest bigger on a road bike?
So generally I'm running 44, 10, 36. Generally we'd spec on our road bikes 44, 46 for most UK riding, realistically. If you're in the Alps or you're going away further afield, you might want a lower front end chainring to give you a bit more range. But for you, if you're bikepacking and stuff with that, you'll be absolutely spot on with 42.
Do you reckon everything will go 13 speed in the end?
I think there'll be a tipping point. I think with the 12 speed systems these days and the 13 speed that's there's enough steps. I think most people were fearful in the past of the gaps in the cassettes on a 10 or 11 speed system. And you look at yours, there aren't any gaps, it's one step increments, and then you get the climbing gears which are bigger jumps, but at that point you're spinning your legs, right? Is that what you found?
I haven't done any climbing on it yet. I'll find out next week though. Yeah, we've done the flattest ride in the world on purpose. So today we're actually filming 2 videos, and I'm trialing the new sort of bike check style video for this channel, which I haven't got a name for yet. Bike check Tuesday. It doesn't really work. And we were going to do it here, but it's too windy and too cold, so we're going to head back to like backyard and pizza. Get pizza? Yeah.
They've apparently superglued something to morph, I think.
Yeah, I think it's been removed.
Yeah, I think it has.
Oh, more. We sat around eating pizza for quite a while there, to the point where now it's getting dark. I haven't got lights with me, so can't get a bit fine. Uphill all the way, of course. And now, time to get ready for Spain. 3 weeks of bike packing. So it is now tomorrow, as you can probably tell from the lack of beard on my face. The kitchen is a complete mess and there's loads and loads of bicycle stuff pretty much everywhere because I'm packing away this inside the Buxom box to safely transport it to Spain, where I'm going to be bike packing for 3 weeks with Chris Hall, followed by a week with Team Ribble in Calpe for half of their training camp. So luckily I can fly with a solid bike box instead of a cardboard box and have to get rid of it. I'm going to leave it at the Ribble Villa while they're doing the first half of their train camp. It's still a kind of annoying job because when you go bike packing, it's best to like pack your bike completely as you're going to be riding it. Make sure you've got space for all of your stuff and then pack it away in a bike box. Then you know that everything's going to fit on it again when you reach the other end. So that's today's task. I've still got a bit of a cold. Both me and Daisy have had what could probably be described as a sinus infection, not COVID, over the last few days, which is why I haven't been uploading to this channel, but feeling significantly better, good enough to ride yesterday, and definitely will be well enough to fly tomorrow. So looking forward to a little bit of sun, some serious miles, and lots of lovely photo and video opportunity too. If anyone has any questions related to the strange group set that I'm riding, which I have to say so far I'm very, very pleased with, let us know in the comment section. So there was quite a few people who thought a 4211 wouldn't be a big enough chainring for riding, but for the bike packing trip, I think it'll be perfect. And aside from bike packing, I actually chatted to Tony recently, and he used a 4211 on his cross bike to do the blind chain gang, which is, well, not many rides get faster than that. So perhaps people think they need bigger gears than they actually do. If you're not racing, how often do you actually spend in your biggest gear? Probably not that much. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in Spain.